What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team, and here we are. What's up, Wednesday? Give it up. That's right, we're right back at it again. We might get hit and get knocked down and get punched. I don't know, but I am bruised really, 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 really bad, PR Cowboy. I am bruised, beat, and battered, and you see right below my name over here, dazed and confused. That's where I'm feeling right now, man. God almighty. Gee. How you doing, brother? You doing okay?
I feel the same way, man. I feel a little nauseous. I feel beat up. I feel all of the above, all the emotions going through it, man. Let's just say that.
And that's exactly it. This is an emotional roller coaster ride, man. And we got a lot to talk about, man. We got somebody in the comments already. Lord Nova said, "What's up?" Give it up for Lord Nova 85. Now, let me do it like this. I'm gonna do that one more time. Lord Nova 85. Hey, Lord Nova, wait a minute. We ain't got into the show yet. And Lord Nova's already saying,
Hey, everybody's ready. Everybody's with their torches and they ready, man.
We all need to go to the stadium, man. We need to go camp out the stadium, man. And I think one guy was up there. And he already said that he said he was standing up there and talking about firing the GM. What the crap? But let's get on into this, man. But like I say, I want to say thank you to everybody that's a part of this channel, man. Thanks to all our subscribers and all those that follow us on this channel, man. And the Cowboy Huddle talk, where we talk Cowboys talk, and we're unapologetic for anything that we say. So there's no crying on the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Give it up. There's no crying on this podcast, brother. So yeah. Let me get into my formalities. My moderator's not here yet, so I better do it anyway. Let's see if I can do this myself. With that being said, we got to do this here. Where is it at? Okay, I don't see it. There it is. And there we go. All right, here we go. Step in style with the Cowboy Huddle new apparel. Represent your Cowboys while supporting the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Great for tailgate parties, home game, as well as away game. Visit all of our apparels at www.cowboyshuddle.com. Give it up. And we want to give thanks to Lord Nova, which he is one that we have also blessed him with our apparel. Let me get out. See, this is why. Look, I'm stuck, brother. Where's my moderator at? Oh my gosh. Anyway, she'll be on here soon, man. But yeah, man, thanks to everybody, man, that's a part of this Cowboy Huddle podcast, man. Again, like I said, we come on this channel and we talk Cowboy talk, and it's straight barbershop talk. So with that being said, PR Cowboy, let's get into what's going on, man. So I'm not sure if you heard the latest news that's going on. Just found out that Amari Cooper has been signed by the Buffalo Bills.
Awesome.
So yeah, Amari Cooper is getting a new start with the Buffalo Bills, and look like he's happy to have a blank canvas. So what do you think about this, PR Cowboy? I mean, we got what our and wait a minute. Not only that, watch this before you even answer. Guess what? The Buffalo Bills gave a third round for Amari Cooper. We gave him away for a fifth round.
Yep. That says it all, right? That says it all. That says it all about it. And we gave up a first rounder for him.
What are we doing here? What are we doing? PR. Buffalo gave Cleveland a third rounder for Amari Cooper, and we gave him away for a fifth rounder and a bologna sandwich.
Yep. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Wow. And then I think there's something else that goes in his clause as well, if I'm not mistaken, man. But dude, they got a third round for him.
That's what we talk about, right? We talk about we mismanage contracts. We are not good at
Yeah.
trades, and it just that's where we're at. Why we're at this point. So
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah. We
and
back.
kudos to the Bills doing what they know they have a spot of need. What they gonna do? They gonna make a move, and which we say every year. We've been 12-5 for the last 3 years, but we don't do these kind of moves to help us get over the top.
Wow. Also, Adams. Devontae Adams got what he wanted. He said it's a little weird, but he said it's time for a change. So he's been reunited with Aaron Rodgers. He's been traded to the New York Jets. I think he has a couple of things going on this some kind of deal going on with his contract as well. I think if he does well, they get the second
Yeah,
round and a lot of other stuff that's going on, man, with Devontae Adams. So there's been some major moves being made, man. And what what are we doing?
the same thing we do every year, Gigi. We like our players, remember? We like our guys.
Oh man. So before we go any further, man, yeah, look at her back there in the green room running late. She gonna get docked for her pay, PR Cowboy. That's just it. Anyway, without further ado, we got to give it up. Let's bring on our moderator, Miss Fleabug. Give it up.
Hey,
All
hey.
right. Hey, before I go any further, we got a number one supporter, y'all. Wait a minute. One more. We got a number one supporter that when I'm at work, this guy beats me to saying, "Hey, y'all know what time it is? What day it is? It's What's Up Wednesday, Cowboy Huddle podcast." This guy, you know what? I'm about to send him something. I'm about to send him a mug.
Oh
But
my God.
big shout out to Andy. Big Andy. Andy goes to work every day. He's my co-worker. And he shouts out and he makes sure everybody know that tonight is the Cowboy Huddle podcast. So
Okay, so have you given him a towel?
I got him covered. I'll take it to him tomorrow. So I got something
Okay.
for him. Oh, he's gonna really feel special. But you know what? And he gives me a lot of insight on what we do and what. So like to say, Fleabug, you know what to do. I already shared that with you. But anyway, we give a big shout out to Andy for being a part of the Cowboy Huddle podcast. He's probably our number one supporter now. Give it up.
Okay, well, I need to see his name on here.
Well, we'll get it on here. You know, I told him to come on, but he said he's not doing that.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
Andy.
Before we go any further, let's pull up some of these some of these
Hey,
comments.
Lord Nova. Hey.
Yeah,
That's
Lord
really
Nova,
our number one supporter right there, Lord Nova.
yeah, he is, and
on
he's
here
up
every
in
week.
Philly. He's true to the blue, man. That man is up in Philly.
We
So
need a
we
hand
go
clap
to
for
when the
him.
Cowboy Huddle podcast go to the next Philadelphia game. We're definitely going to get Lord Nova a ticket, so he can give us a tour of Philadelphia. You know. So okay, who else we got? There's Miss Lorraine. Give it up for Lorraine is in the house.
Hey,
Hello.
Lorraine.
All right. What else we got? Eric Ortiz. What's up? My man is in the house. Give up Eric for Eric Ortiz is in the house. All right.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to keep up with all these comments. Okay, so those are the people that are saying, "Hey, what's up?" Now, this is Lord Nova. He said we need to fire Jerry.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He went in really early. I mean, we was like 1 minute on to the show.
We got just a few seconds.
And we're going to get into Jerry. We definitely going to get into Jerry today. I mean, because, whoo, man, this guy here is, man,
And then,
can you say meltdown?
oh God.
Okay,
Let's see.
don't worry about it. Okay. Lorraine said have to move on with that loss because Cowboys are going to play the 49ers in 2 weeks, and I don't want to hear my husband.
Lorraine, Girl, you might have to move come that game. I'm just saying the way that we're going to talk about it later. But Lorraine, girl, I feel you. I see. That's why I'm single because I don't have to worry about stuff like that. But stay with your husband. But just pack your stuff up and move to the next room. I'm sure you got an empty room in the house. Just move to the
No,
next
she have to move him.
room.
Cowboy man, a Cowboy fan's Trump. He got to go to another room. No,
Okay,
Lorraine,
well,
you
just
don't move
pack
no
his
room.
stuff up and move him to the other room, Lorraine, because the way the Cowboys are playing, girl, I would normally be saying, girl, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But after that game Sunday, oh my God,
Yeah,
I don't know.
we gonna
At
get
this
into
point,
it.
I don't even know, Lorraine.
So
But
let's get on into this first topic I got going on here, y'all. So this is
okay,
the second topic. So yeah, I don't know if you guys heard, but yeah, the latest signing that the Cowboys have made is Jalen Dalton. I don't know
okay,
either, but today, per league source, he played for several teams. So before playing for the Seattle Sea Dragons and San Antonio Brahmas of the XFL, Dalton spent time with 4 NFL teams in 5 years.
okay. So he moves around a lot.
So from 2000, there's more to it than that. We're going to leave that alone. From 2019 to 2023, North Carolina product was with the Chicago Bears, New Orleans Saints, Atlanta Falcons, and Carolina Panthers primarily on the practice squad.
Okay, so what's the reason we signed him?
Mozzie Smith, that's the reason we signed Mozzie Smith. I mean, here we are. We're still trying to find these run tackles. We are trying to, run stoppers. Pete, so do you know anything about this guy? Or have you heard anything about him or what?
No.
I
No.
was going to
Just,
say, do you think anybody
just
has heard about him because he was not even playing in the NFL? I mean, he played, you said, but he moved
it's
around so much. How could anybody know anything
5
about him?
teams in 4 years, I guess, something like that. Lord
Yeah.
Nova said he's a small DT, he's 280. See, but you know what? I'm gonna give Mike
Well,
Zimmer
no, but
this. I'm gonna give Mike Zimmer this that he is trying to find. He's trying. See, and we got to look at this also. These guys that he has are not his guys. These are pass rushers. He needs run stoppers. I don't know.
I,
We're gonna get into that, but dude, Mozzie.
it's it's just another deal. Like you said, it's just another thrift store move that we make. It's every time. It's Martavius Bryant. It's it's
what kind of move? What kind of move was that? What kind of move is it? PR?
thrift store. I mean, like nothing, like whatever. You find some stuff. I'm not gonna say,
Yeah, you
but
do.
you find some stuff. Not, you know what I'm saying, but it's weird, man. We're I don't know. I'm lost of words for that, man. You go ahead, G. Jeez.
Yeah. I know it. It's crazy. Next, I gotta get Cowboys Bay. Embarrassing game ever. We got our whoop, give it up. I'm
And
still I'm
did
still I'm still
and
battered right
did
now.
Cowboys, babe, and did.
And if you can see, yeah, so that's our latest signing. This guy here, we'll find out. Jalen Dalton, that's his name, and I guess he'll be on the practice squad. I don't know much about him, but this is where we are. So let's keep moving on to the next topic. So the next topic is, guess what, guys? Guess what? Tyler Guyton is to return. I got to give a mixed emotion for that, but I don't know. But so basically, what's been going on? I mean, now it was never told why he wasn't there in the last game, but personally, Fleabug and Pete, I really like the idea of having Tyler Smith at that tackle position and sliding TJ Bass. TJ Bass had a hard time, he had a rough time, but I like the fact that we had Tyler Smith out there. But this is what Jerry had to say. We got to find Jerry a new name because, man, and he went rogue. He said, yes, he just wasn't ready to go. Cowboys owner, general manager Jerry Jones said when asked if Guyton was still the left tackle for the Cowboys. And Jones wasn't the only member of the Cowboys staff to have his rookie left tackle back. Yeah, absolutely. Offensive coordinator Byron Sidenhammer said when As if the best 5 offensive linemen still involved guiding at left tackle. Tyler is a really good, talented young player. He just wasn't feeling great. Wait. What that
D-
mean? What that mean, Pete?
From what I heard, he was active. He was
That's
active,
what I heard.
and to me, he was benched for this game, or either that, or they didn't feel like he was 100% ready to go, and they had him as a backup for some reason. But I don't know. If he's our guy. I mean, and he's active. He should be
That's,
playing.
so is it hard? Is the egos too thick to where it's to say, hey, he's not going to play because he's not ready? Do we have to make excuses? Can we not just say, hey, he had a bad game against Pittsburgh and the Giants to where we felt the need that we needed to move Tyler Smith after? What's so hard about that? What's so hard about just telling the truth? He's not ready.
Jerry
I
ain't gonna
don't think
admit it. And
I
look,
don't think
hey,
that's
look,
what.
I'm not, like I said, he's had some good games and he's had mistakes, and which we said he would have those mistakes. We said that. But if you want to put your best five out there, and you want to, like, actually, why not play him at his natural position at right tackle? He might do better than what Steele's doing out there. I mean, you got to figure something out here, and you got a couple weeks to try to figure this out and get it going.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with it. I'm very disappointed in Tyler. I mean, not Tyler, but Terrence Turnstile. I mean, not his, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, his name is Terrence Steele, but Terrence
I was like, who is
Turnstile. Because
that?
yeah, well, that's how he's been playing here lately. Terrence,
Okay.
I would really truly, I would think about it. See, it's okay to make adjustments, Pete. It's okay. Even though if you drafted him to be left, it's okay to slide him back to right tackle because you and I talked about it. I told you, I said, Pete, I said, man, I just don't know about him being able to transition so fast from right tackle to left tackle. And sure enough,
You have
the
said
guys
that.
that he's going up against, these are pro
Yeah,
bowlers.
yeah,
So he don't have time to try to, practice on his skill. He's facing big time pro bowler defensive ends off the bat. So uh yeah, this gonna be an issue, but it's okay to make adjustments, you know.
yeah.
But like you say, we have to do something here soon about this front line. So again, with Tyler Guyton, coming back, I don't know what that's going to look like. Does that move to Tyler Smith back to guard, or I personally,
And the thing, like you said, we like they said it before. They love Tyler Smith at guard. That's what they've said.
yeah,
And if we had it our way, like I think you agree with me, G, we'd move Tyler Smith to left tackle, play Tyler at right tackle, and you're good. But you know how the Jones are. And oh, I love this. When they say I love this, that's what it's going to be.
yeah,
We have
and
some
that's
latecomers onto the show, but we got to get them real quick. We got Dolph Curtis. Hey, Dolph.
give it up for Dolph. Dolph is in the house.
We got Roxana. Hey, Roxana.
Roxanne is in the house. Give it up for Roxanne. Hey, appreciate everybody. Do me a favor that while you guys are all here, make sure you hit that like button to create this algorithm. And I got a fire starter, Patrick Ryder. Give it up,
Patrick Ryder.
my guy.
Who else is in the house?
Uh
Cowboy
oh,
corner.
ooh wee. Uh oh.
Oh my goodness. We got some
Can,
heavy hitters on here tonight.
Corner, catch the link, man.
We
Catch
got
the
some
link.
heavy
Come
hitters
on
on
in.
here
We're gonna
tonight.
talk about it if you want to come on in. But so yeah, this is something that we have to talk about, man. We got so many adjustments to make. Wow.
So, I have to bring this up since you're talking about adjustments. So, I don't know if you guys read Zeke Elliott. He was making a comment about being back with the Cowboys. Basically, he was saying that he was wondering why he was even brought back if they're not going to use him. He actually said that in an interview, and it goes back to making adjustments. I mean, you're putting him in. This past week, he got 8 carries for 15 yards, I believe, and that was
Yeah.
crazy. 8 carries
He
for
got
15 yards for a whole game. That's
and the
ridiculous.
thing that and that's part of the problem too. But like it's crazy because the week before Rico just had a good game, and
Oh my
Zeke when
God.
and then when Zeke comes out and says this, what they do? They gave Zeke 8 carries and Rico 5. Like they just you know what I'm saying? Like you
I'm
don't
not. It's no. What do I always say? Gary has his thing. What? It's no consistency,
yeah.
Yeah.
none
Yeah.
whatsoever. And I feel like with that being said, there's just like I don't know. Because every week we go, is it the players? Is it the coaches? Is it the players? Is it the coaches? It's both at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, I got somebody in the green room ready to come on, and this is a guy that I just met, man. But he got great content. I appreciate him every time he stopped by to hang out with us. And without further ado, let's welcome Cowboys champ in the house. Give it up,
What's up,
Cowboys
guys? How
champ.
y'all doing?
Well, I'm still beaten and battered right now, brother. I don't know about you, but my body's still sore, man. I mean, I'm taking a licking, I'm trying to keep on ticking, but she.
Man, I know what? After listening to Jerry do his Joe Biden impersonation on the radio yesterday, well, a lot of people failed to realize Jerry Jones is Al Davis 2.0.
Yeah,
He's
So,
who?
for
He's
those who
who?
don't know,
Al Davis.
Al
Oh,
Davis
yeah,
2.0.
yeah.
He's
Yep.
They were
worse
best
than
friends.
Al
They were
Davis
best
now.
friends.
Yeah, that was his
Yep.
mentor. I
Oh,
mean, 'cause think about Al Davis. Al Davis, not only was he the owner, but he was also the head coach and president.
Yeah,
He sued the NFL. What did Jerry do? Jerry got 3 titles. One is an idiot GM. Um, he actually sued the NFL for the marketing rights.
wow.
I mean, Jerry did a lot of stuff, but Jerry is a hellified businessman. But as far as football building, he's a straight up idiot. He is. He's a straight up idiot. I mean, because I know. Okay, this is my opinion only. He set back this team 4 to 5 years by giving Dak Prescott that contract without fixing offensive line, without
Yeah,
either drafting a young running back or signing a running back during this offseason. Because you cannot put the pressure on Dak like that, especially with a lame duck head coach. So, man,
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't know what
Yeah.
direction the team going.
And
well,
you
why
can
did
sit there.
we?
You go ahead,
Oh,
G.
go
Sorry.
ahead. Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
No,
Pete.
Art.
I said you can sit there. I sat there Sunday and watch Tracy Porter Jr. for the Giants, 5th round pick, go wild at running back. Sit there and Derrick Henry go wild every week at running back. We can go. There's probably about 3 or 4 more running backs that were drafted just go wild this weekend, and it drives you nuts.
Thank you. Thank you. Know what, man? It does not take a rocket science to know that. Uh, think about Dak's best years. His rookie year, um, even with the 3 years he was 12-5, he had somewhat of a running game.
Running game,
You have, I
running
mean,
game,
the only way
exactly.
Dak's going to be successful, the play action. Mike
Yeah,
McCarthy, just face it, Mike McCarthy do not run the ball. He got CD running the ball.
that's bananas.
You're going to
That's
I
get
mean,
CD
bananas.
hurt. Run up the
I mean,
middle.
just think about what the Minnesota Vikings are doing with a quarterback in Sam Darnold, knowing what his strengths are. Sam Darnold, who's played for how many teams, G? You
Yeah,
know?
3, I
several.
think.
So, yeah. So, like, you just think about it like that, and you're just like, and we've known that, right? And I've preached like that, like I've been that guy, but we know what he is, and you need a running game. And we sit there, I'm sitting there, I'm just like, man, he's at 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions this year, right? We're sitting at 3-3.
Wait a
It's
minute. What's
crazy.
his stats again?
8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Oh, he could have had
But
4 Sunday.
but then and then you get Patrick Mahomes has 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but he has a running game.
He has a running game. That's right.
Yeah.
I want to answer this. I wanted to show this comment real quick, moderator, real quick. Gary,
I got
what he
it.
got?
This one.
So he says, I have been a Cowboy since I was a teenager, and right now I'm 62 years old. And so I feel that I seriously don't have no other choice but to be a Cowboy. I just hate to hear them get talked about so bad. Brother, you on the right channel. Give it up for Gary.
Oh, yeah, you definitely on the right channel. Ain't no way. And you better be lucky he was on fifth quarter last night with me and Cowboys Corner. We were tearing the Cowboys up last night too.
Oh wow.
But it's
That's
but
so sad.
here's the deal, though. We see, this is the thing, and we're going to get into that 105.3 The Fan and Jerry stuff here in just a minute, because 105.3 Fan and Jerry had their little heated argument, whatever. But the thing about us, and when we run these podcasts, we're diehard fans. We're fans first. We're not. We don't do this, and it's not scripted. This is things that we just talk about. So when you talk about ESPN and all these other broadcasts, what they're talking about is what they're given. We've been following this team since childhood, so yeah, we're able to talk bad about them. But anything outside of the huddle, yeah, you might get a 3-piece. I'm just saying. But Gary, we feel you, because we're there with you, because we need a change. We need to do something different. Something needs to happen. So that's why we come together in this Cowboy huddle and we talk about our Cowboys.
Can I say one more thing? But I have to go to work. Okay, I've been a Cowboy fan since 1977 when I was 5 years old. The 90s was the best time as a Cowboy fan.
Yes.
2007, 2009, 2014, 2016, 21, 22, 23. Those years, the Cowboys had us at the edge of they can do something special, but this culture not producing like they should left a bad taste, especially in my mouth, especially that Green Bay game. You had every opportunity to go to the next level. And for those, like I said, do I think we can win with Dak Prescott? Yes, but not with this contract, not with the way the system is set up. That need way too much. And the problem is, this particular Cowboys team, they just failed us. And you got to start with Jerry Jones. But but I got to get busy because. But thank you for letting me on.
For sure, man. Cowboy Champ, appreciate you. Hey, be sure to stop by anytime you get a chance, brother. All right, give it up for Cowboys Champ. No, he's so right about that, and let's get into this, man. I've realized that it's nothing that Jerry has done up until today, until today's date. Jerry, oh my gosh, I don't really want to get this far into this conversation, but we're there. There's nothing has taken place with our Cowboys since the 90s. And it wasn't Jerry. It was the coach of the Cowboys that did it for Jerry. It wasn't Jerry. And Jerry sat here and said that I can win with any coach. Jerry, you haven't done anything since Jimmy Johnson. So we're continuing to see the same thing. We're getting old. I had, this back right here back in the day was all black. All black 30 years ago. And Jerry still fails to realize that, guess what? It's nothing that you are a businessman. That's what you are. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to be this dictator to where you want to control everything. But at the same time, there hasn't anything availed as far as his work since the 90s. So I have a problem with that because we're going nowhere fast. We continue to repeat the cycle over and over and over again. And again, so it's nothing that Jerry's doing. It's not the money that he's spending. If we go back to it, the last time we done anything, it was because of the head coach and the coaching staff that he have. And right now, what I'm saying right now, this team is very, very soft. I said it.
Ooh,
I didn't
this
mean to
is a
go
good one right here.
Jerry keeps selling fool's gold, and each season, Dallas fans keep buying in. And that's so true. Give it up. That's so true. Big shout out to Talk to Sully. Talk to Sully. I appreciate you. I know I'm going so far into the depth of what we would have to talk about, but this is where we are, PR Cowboy. I mean,
Yeah, and the thing about it is, man, it's like he's never going to let that ego go. He hasn't let it go in 30 years. Look how long it took him to put the man in the ring of honor, and he has not let this ego go, and he's not because just like you said, he knows people are still saying that. We
yeah,
won Super Bowls because of Jimmy, and he knows people are saying that, and he's not going to let that go because but this is where he at. His ego is still in the way 30 years later. The eagle's still there, man. And it's not, and like we gave him props when props have been needed, right? When we
yeah,
were dealing with 511 seasons, who did he bring in? He swallowed his pride. He brought in Bill Parcells. And because of Bill Parcells, we kind of turned it around because they started drafting better and they started making better moves. But then here comes Jerry again. It's like, oh, okay, I'm going to take this reins again, and I'm going to, it's going to be about me. And the opportunities have been there. Like, and we're not going to say he has put some good teams together, but he hasn't pounced on those opportunities. Just like, this last 3 years, 12-5.
mismanagement.
Mismanagement? Look at the Jets. They're 2-4, but they're still making a move to try to get to that. You know what I'm saying?
They fired their head coach. They fired their head coach, and they're still making moves.
They're still making moves in the middle of the season, hoping they get somewhere. Here we were last year with a winning record. Last 2 years, winning record at the trade deadline. What we do? Sit back and watch everybody else get better.
Yeah. And I want to say this here too. Let's get into these because I'm gonna come back. So, Patrick Wright, let's go to Patrick Wright. What do you have to say? You got it right there.
Give me just a minute. I gotta go back up.
Someone needs to tell Jerry that the 90s team ain't walking through anything soon. He's stuck in the freaking 90s. Time to wake the hell up, Jerry. Give it up. I don't. It's just we've realized now with what took place with 105.3 The Fan, and I got to get into that real quick. And before I, lose the train of thought, but I want to get into this. This is after. This had took place after the situation at 105.3 The Fan, and I want to, Flea, but don't let me forget because 105.3 The Fan. I want to talk about that topic. So hold that, pin that somewhere. But so this is what happened after the little debate between the station and Jerry Jones. So Jones joined 105.3 The Fan for an interview, but the 82-year-old billionaire appeared to be spoiling for a fight. In a tense exchange, he was asked if he should have done more to improve the Cowboys roster during the offseason in his role as general manager. Jones responded with an unhinged rant during the which he threatened the radio host job.
Oh, wow.
So this is what he said. He said, I can take it from fans and take it from other people. I take a lot of pride in how fair and how much I try to work with the media. We're brothers and sisters. Watch this. But I was a little frustrated there today. The wrong ones were doing the questioning. Now, if those had been real fans sitting there, or if there had been people that knew what they were talking about, football people, I might have had a different answer, Jones added.
Anybody who's a real football fan is going to be asking, why didn't you do something during the offseason or during the trade time? What
was that? What was that? Somebody explain. What was that? Let me. I need some folks in the comments. Somebody explain me what is Jerry talking about. Do you not think these guys from 105.3 The Fan are the fan of the Dallas Cowboys and who they report on every day? What?
It was a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question, man.
Very legitimate.
It's everybody's asking. Come
Everybody.
on.
Talk to Sully says, I can. Fools go.
Okay, y'all have got to stick around because in 15 minutes, Cowboy Corners is gonna give you an answer.
Yeah, so that's Jerry's Fools Go. That's so true. So, with that being said, going back to what he said, so this happened afterwards. So basically, Pete, what's going on here?
I think, like I said, you could take it two ways. He had a bad day. I feel like he said this stuff once again to shift our focus to talk about something else rather than what we need to be talking about. And once again, this is what he does, right? We talked about the contract. Well, we talked about all season. Dak and CD's contract all season.
That's right.
Now we're here in the bye. We want to know, like, hey, how is this? What are we looking at? What are we looking forward to? Are you going to make moves, this and that? No, he throws a fit on air and focuses our attention to that. So we're talking about Jerry, him blowing up.
Listen, and you're so true. But here's Andy. Andy is in the house. Give it up for Andy. Listen what he said.
I'm gonna pull that up there.
Andy is this guy here, man. Yeah, you look at us, man. Hey, it's all because of you, Andy. It's all because you invited everybody to come out tonight, brother. I sure appreciate you, fam, for real. Give it up for Andy Ramirez. So with that being said, now let's go back to this. See, now Jerry had this little incident with 105.3 The Fan, but see, what goes around comes around. Because if you guys remember, we had a podcast. So 105.3 Fan did something back early in the season or before the season. Remember when Dak was going through his situation and 105.3 Fan brought the lawyer on and talked Dak's business? I don't know if y'all remember that.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Well, it was CFO Big Tuck. So Tuck, said it was wrong for 105.3 The Fan. And there was a lot of other independent podcasters out there, as us as well, basically was defending Tuck for, because of what 105.3 Fan had done. They had brought Dak's lawyer on and they started talking his business and trying to. So, we had a couple of podcasters out there saying, he was wrong. So, sure enough, 105.3 The Fan, I think it was RJ, Shannon, RJ, or whatever, whoever it was, but they called all independent podcasters idiots. What? Yeah. He called a lot of independents out here, but at the same time, this is why he's with the situation with Jerry, because he's not independent. He's a part of a radio broadcasting network. So I say that to say this. This is the difference between being independent and being a part of broadcasting channel. So that's just my take. I just felt that it needs to be said. What goes around comes around. You talked about independent channels and podcasts, but then here and now you find yourself in a situation. So I don't know, Pete, what you think, bro? I had to throw that out there.
Yeah, man, I didn't even hear that one. That's news to me, man. That's a good point. So yeah,
I hadn't heard it either, but
yeah,
I don't see anything wrong with what he asked here. I'm sorry, because we all have said the same thing. Like, why didn't he do something? But I mean, I don't know. I don't see nothing wrong with the question, and I'm sorry that Jerry Jones feels like he has an issue with the 105.3, but
yeah,
it was a good question to me.
I thought it was too.
He didn't answer it.
I thought it was too.
The question.
Yeah, I really did, and but here Jerry just showed who he really is. He's a very egotistical, bullheaded man, and we kept saying that it was Stephen Jones and all these other guys that's running team. Man, after hearing what he said, he is standing own business. It's about him, and no one else can tell him anything about that business. I don't care what nobody says. This is what he showed. This is what he can care less. This is mine, and this is what I'm doing. Now, I heard him say something about being stupid for buying a team, or I don't know if he was calling himself stupid, or he could have been stupid. I don't know. Did you hear anything about that, Fleabug?
No.
Yeah, well, that was yesterday. But anyway, I thought he called himself stupid. And he was an idiot.
Oh my
Or an
goodness.
idiot. Anyway, somebody probably heard of that. But anyway, but that's where we are. Jerry Jones basically showed his true colors, and no one has no breathing room. Everything has to go through Jerry Jones. That's just my opinion.
And
So
it's like this, G. We sit up here, right? We've sat up here in this podcast. We've sat up here and saying, "Oh, new changing coach, new changing this," and I'm sorry, man. Just how many times are we going to say that, right? How many times are we going to say we need a new coach, we need a new quarterback, we need a new this and that? It's just always going to land back to Jerry as long as he has control of everything.
Yeah, and that's so true, man. And that's just where we are, man. I mean, this is who we're dealing with, Jerry Jones. 30 years later, and we're still going through the same thing. So, TP Wade, the Giant, says Jerry is getting too old, man. He's hit that stage in his life to where his mind lacks sharp thinking. I don't think it's that he's pretty sharp when you listen to him talk. I think he's becoming grumpy. He's becoming that grumpy old man.
Did you just say you think he's sharp when he talks?
That's what he was saying. No, I mean, now you got to listen to Jerry. Jerry knows what he's saying, but he's a grumpy old man. He's set in his ways now. He's 82 years old.
Okay.
That's just what I'm thinking. I mean, it's just, if you listen to him, now he knows what he's talking about. He's just a grumpy old man. Ultra Cowboy says, a lot of Cowboy fans suffer from JDS, Jerry disarrangement syndrome. Yeah, give it up. So true. But Fleabug, can you say dysfunctional? I think this is where we are. Our team has become dysfunctional on all aspects of the game. We have got to the point to where we're leaning so heavy on our kicker.
Now that's ridiculous right there.
That's the best part of our team, right? The special teams is the best part of our team right now.
And that's very sad. I mean, but we can't win games like that.
I know.
We can't win games like that.
And we've said this time after time. We even talked about it last week where we say, like, every time, man, we can have the offense and defense rolling, and the one that ends up beating us, special teams. And then we can have the special teams and offense being good. And the one thing that's not good is the defense. We can never put it all together. And then you get like, man, I just saw the comment with Mike Zimmer saying that he panicked and changed his game plan. I'm just like, boy, oh boy, this just gets more dysfunctional every day.
Yeah. So true. Here's a comment right here, man. We got some stuff coming in. I recall an interview Jerry gave about 10, 12 years ago. He was asked is he was the GM of New York Yankees and had the same success as Dallas was having. What would happen? Jerry replied that he would be. Of course he would. That's who he is. He's an egotistical type doo-doo head. That's what he is.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. And like you said, it's tough to watch. And we talked about it all season. We knew what we needed, right? As fans, we know what we need here, and why he doesn't see that or whatever he's set in his ways. It's mind-boggling, man. It's just mind-boggling what he's put together.
Ultra Cowboy says, how many All-Pros on this roster does Jerry play and choke? And I don't know. Ultra Cowboy, look like you just stabbed me in the side or something. I don't know. It's so true though. But that's where we are. Let's get into this video. I want to get you guys in this video because we're going to talk about. Because there's a lot that's going on with this offense. I mean, the offensive line is struggling. Our receivers are struggling. Our running game is struggling. Our throwing game is struggling. We have so many problems. But I do have this video that I do want to share with you guys real quick. And this Let me pull it up, man, because it's something that we need to share. But let me see if I can find it. This is brought to us by, let me see who this guy is. This is the Football Scout. Man, if you never watch Football Scout brings some good videos. But let's get into this, and I want you guys, it's going to kind of show us what's going on with the Cowboys and its offense. So check this out real quick.
So the Dallas Cowboys are struggling right now on both the offensive and defensive side of football. And today, we're going to talk about exactly what very, very inconsistent this year. You know, one of the things that I'm noticing while watching tape is the Dallas Cowboys offensive scheme is not working this year. The offensive play concepts, the shot plays they're ultimately designing, they're not working. And to me, I see the same exact things happening on the defensive side of the football, and that tells me there's an issue with coaching. And we're going to start with this first right here, because this play right here is one of those plays where it's currently 3rd and 5.
7-3,
the score
guys.
is 7-3. You know, you're trying to take the lead potentially, if not at least kick the field goal to make it 6-7. And the Cowboys are going to run this corner route with CeeDee Lamb. They're going to essentially run this China concept on the offensive side of the football. And you're going to see the pass is actually going to end up getting intercepted here by Brian Branch. Now, you guys might say Brian Branch has made a really good play ball, but what would this do with it? Mike McCarthy has helped. I think the Cowboys have run certain concepts too many times.
They're running too many concepts, and they have figured out Mike McCarthy's offense. Watch Branch. Branch is like he baits Dak in. It's as if they saw this play coming. Come on, guys. This is crazy, but let's check it out.
Times, and teams have seen it on tape. I think the Dallas Cowboys are struggling a lot this season, and it's just inconsistent football because of the mind and approach they're kind of taking. All right, so you guys see this interception. You guys see the China route that the Dallas Cowboys designed. It ultimately ends up working. You're going to see the same exact concept get thrown here. Same exact situation. Once again, it's interception. This play obviously a lot like that Detroit Lions Cowboys game. The formation is not exactly the same, right? You got a running back out here on this one. But it's similar. You still got 3 guys here. You're still going to have a wide receiver essentially run a corner. And the quarterback's going to essentially throw this pass once again. And once again, it's going to get intercepted. To me, the Dallas Cowboys on the offensive side of the football is broken. And this is a great example of that. Because this concept here has only worked so many times. You know, there's like a 10% chance that if it's a 3rd down play, the Dallas Cowboys are going to try to run this China concept. All right, there's a legit 10% chance. And to me, that's way too predictable. If the Cowboys had never run that concept before, it makes sense, but they've run it multiple times before. And you see it on tape if you guys watch tape. Although it's run out of different formations, it's run out of different look. We've seen it more times now on 3rd down. The Dallas Cowboys are going to try to run this corner concept.
Okay, guys, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. What's up? I got Cowboys corner in the house. Give it up.
Okay, before Cowboys corner gets going, because I know he's fixing to go hard. Let's just get a few comments in, and then I'm gonna let you go, because I know you fixing to bring the fire. So let's just bring.
Well, come on, bring. Let's get into some of these comments.
Let's see, not that one. Let's see. Let's talk about Dallas is a marketing team playing football.
God, go back. Oh, snap. Wait a minute. Oh, snap. Talk to Sully. That is, you know what? That's fire, brother. That is so true. That's where we are. Breadcrumb. Number 1, Jerry said he wanted to see the young receivers in training camp at Oxnard. Resigned CD after Oxnard. Talk to Sully. I am not asking Dallas to win a Super Bowl. Would be nice. But can this team get to the damn NFC conference games? Yankees are in American League Finals now. Whoa, give it up. I think Cowboy Corner's right now on this down. Patrick Ryder, as long as Jerry keeps selling out the stadium, he's always going to put damn trash on the field. That Jerry freaking Super Bowl. Whoa, my God. Woo, go on with it. Woo, they hot. They fired up tonight, y'all. All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Breadcrumb number 2. They wanted to evaluate Trey Lance in the preseason before re-signing Dak. Once Lance threw 5 interceptions, they decided to pay Dak. Breadcrumb number 3. You started 2 rookies O-line that never played the position. That was a sign that 2024 is a soft rebuild year. This year is to prepare young players with 2025. Man, we on a roll tonight. God, dog. Hell, our kicker should be in the damn running for MVP. Give it up. All right, okay, last one. Zach Martin is retiring after this season. Well, that's a good question. That is a good statement because a lot of things can happen there. Because basically, you got Brock Hoffman, Cowboy corner. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do on this front line. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome the guy that with the pen that his mind is going 100 miles an hour, and I'm sure he has something to say. So let's get him in here, and let's give it up for Cowboys corner one more time.
Thank you guys for sharing the link. Thank you guys for accepting me, Fleabug, PR Cowboy, G Hampton, the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Thank you guys for having me. Hey, man, listen. Jerry got his feelings hurt because Jerry knew he was supposed to have moves done. Jerry knows this. Jerry's surrounded by a bunch of yes men. And I'm going to start by saying this. I was actually I'm pro journalism. Right. So if you're a First Amendment auditor, I applaud you for that. If you're an actual media guy with press credentials, I applaud you for that.
Yeah.
So when they had that girl's lawyer on 105.3 The Fan, that's access for me to hear. So because I know I'm going to get Dak Prescott's side of the story. I know that. Right. Mm-hmm. How can I get the other side if I don't live in Dallas? Right. So I like the transparency of journalism. Right. I like that. If you like what 105.3 The Fan did with Jerry, and you don't like what 105.3 The Fan did to Dak, then you're not pro-journalism. There's a separation there, and that's called favoritism, right? So when it comes to journalism, what they did with Dak and we all know Dak was found, there's no credible evidence, all that it's gone. But you have to hear both sides.
Right.
When it comes to Jerry Jones, finally, go check my Twitter. I will tag Jane Slater. I will tag Calvin Watkins. I will tag Clarence. I will tag Bobby Bell. I will tag these guys to go in there and go drill Mike McCarthy. Go drill Jerry Jones, and they won't do it. Jane Slater tried it. She got pushed back, and she hasn't tried it since. She did it this past this opening press conference to open up the season. She tried it. She got pushed back on. She hasn't touched it since. 105.3 The Fan. Jerry's not their boss.
No.
They're all speaking out like Jerry can't fire me. Jerry didn't hire me.
Right.
What happens is Jerry picks and chooses where he wants to do his radio show. That's what it is.
That's not it. Yep.
He said he was going to go find somebody else. It's to go find somebody else to ask him the questions, just not on 105.3 The Fan. Right? So I applaud that. And I think Jerry surrounded by yes men, Stephen Jones, Will McClay, Mike McCarthy, all them said, this is what we got to do, Jerry. We got all this.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah. You go look. Well, I'm just talking about the front office right now. So you go look at the Stephen A interview with Jerry Jones. Jerry Sutton, we got young players. We got this. We got that. We didn't have to go in free agency and go get people because that's what Jerry don't know football. Ask Brian Broaddus. Brian Broaddus, the scouts have to compare a player to a player that Jerry knows in that room, in that draft room. So Jerry don't know a lot of ball. Jerry just signs the checks and takes the heat, the light criticism that Dallas gives him, and then he takes the praises, which is abundance by the Cowboy fans, right? So Jerry don't know football. Jerry don't know how to scout a player. He just listens. So when the front office all got in this room and they said, this is how we're going to attack the offseason, Jerry said, all right, let's do it. No. When Jerry's getting questions like this, he's like, whoa, he ain't going to say it because his ego's better. But it's always a we thing. You always listen to it in the draft, right? It's always a we thing, right? We drafted this player. We did that. We had conversations about this. Listen to the draft press conference. It's always we. But now Jerry wants the credit. And so Jerry has to take the blame because there's no we now. There's only 2 letters, G, M, and it's attached to J, J. And he has to take the heat, but he don't want to take the heat, and he don't want to throw Will McClay under the bus. He don't want to throw Stephen Jones under the bus, so he got pissed off. That's what happened. That's what happened. And so Jerry's chasing something that Jimmy did.
Yeah.
Jimmy won those 2 Super Bowls. Jimmy won the 3rd Super Bowl because it was Jimmy's players.
That's right.
So they mutually agreed to part ways. So Jerry is looking for that next Herschel Walker type trade, but the opposite. Roy Williams, he sent 1st-round picks, didn't work out. Amari Cooper, they signed him. The contract didn't work out. He disappeared in home games. They had to release him, gave him a 5th-round pick for him. And the Browns just traded him away and got a 3rd-round pick. That's nipping Jerry Jones in the butt. You look at all these trades. You talk about the taco pick. You talk, and then J.J. Watt goes and does what he does. You talk about the risk players with Randy Gregory. Now he's suspended. Over and over and over again. Jimmy is trying to do what Jerry did, but Jerry don't know how to do it because he's surrounded by yes men. If he was to get Troy Aikman in here, if he was to get Michael Irvin in here, and if he was to get Emmitt Smith in here and build this culture and take out Jerry's way, this team will be a lot better. Mark it down. Cowboys corner had it here first. But Jerry got his feelings hurt because he was told to do this by Will McClay and by Stephen Jones, and now he's taking all the blame, and he ain't going to throw them under the bus because that pride is that much better for him.
Well, he got pushback. He wasn't expecting RJ and Shannon RJ to bring those type of questions. I mean, they were simple questions, but of course, because of the loss, okay, we know that. But at the same time, the way the questions, I mean, and that's what journalism is. You want to know the truth. A true fan is going to ask the hard questions. But like you said, he's expected somebody not to ask him certain questions, but they need to be answered because you created this mess. You literally created this mess, but now you don't want to, clean the mess up. Basically.
Can you go back to Ultra Cowboys comment? It was the one that said, get a clue.
1994.
Jerry, that you had it right. Jerry was told not to do it by Stephen Jones, right? So Stephen said, don't do it. Jerry said he went to his house in Arkansas and he made the solo decision to go do it. That was the only thing Jerry done right on his own. Because the last time Jerry did something right on his own, it was to give up a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance to the San Francisco 49ers. How is that working out now? You look at all the stuff Jerry's done solo. Sure, he bought the Cowboys. He turned it into a marketing genius, right? He got Deion Sanders here. He hired Jimmy Johnson. But you mean to tell me there's 30 years of a blank page? And we're just going to ignore 30 years of a blank page? You go straight to signing Deion Sanders? But what happened after that? Don't tell me all the stuff that happened when I was 4 years old. Tell me stuff that's happened in my teens, in my 20s. Now I'm about to be in my mid-30s. If your resume goes back to 1994 and there's nothing on your resume, you're not getting a job. Period. Get a clue now.
So, Pete, what you think about that, man? I mean, because, I agree with you, Cowboy Corner. 30. This used to be black, bro. This used to be all black. You understand? Pete, we were just talking about that before you came on, Cowboys Corner. What you got, Pete?
Yeah, no, we said exactly that. And it's just, we're sitting here 30 years later, and like we even said, we hit that stride where we're just like, bad, right? 5-11. What did he do? He brought in Bill Parcells. And Parcells like, this is how you draft. This is how and he brought in some good players, and they kind of got on to winning games, right? Not getting to playoff success, but they were winning games and rebid it. Then he's like, okay, Parcells, you did, I'm not going to let you get the credit if we go any further. So
That's it.
I'm going to bring in somebody else. And it's just that ego. He's holding on to that ego. He's chasing this thing for 30 years. And it's frustrating for everybody. And he's, like you said, he's taking the heat now. What is you going to do to change? And I'm tired of saying like, oh, we need a new coach. We need a new this. It's just going to be the same thing because he's going to bring in another coach. We're talking about, hey, let's bring a young-minded coach, right?
Creative.
Remember what he did? He did that. But what did he do? He did it within house, a mom and pop shop. He brought in a young Jason Garrett because, hey, I know this guy, and he went that route, but in house, and that's what he does.
That's it. Fleabug, what you got before we move on? Because what you got, Fleabug? You muted.
I really don't have anything to say because Cowboys corners he's hot. But I want to bring this comment up.
Pride goes before destruction. That's so true. But I got another one. I want this is to Cowboy Corner. Maybe you can answer this, Cowboy Corner. So basically what Freddie Morales has said, this noise about what Jerry told those radio announcers, in my opinion, they deserve it. I mean, if you had just gotten your butt handed to you and someone started asking you dumb
questions. Dumb questions.
So
how was that a dumb question? How was that? What was the question asked? The question was, Jerry, do you think you should have done more in the offseason?
How was that a dumb question? I don't think that was a dumb question. I'm sorry.
How was that a dumb question?
It's the same question that's been asked all offseason.
Right. How was that a dumb question?
So true. So here's what Talk to Sully said. In my opinion, 105.3 should have really laid it out there. They were still scared to tell it like it is. Let Jerry take calls from the fans, and he would stop doing shows.
Go ahead. I agree with Talk to Sully.
Yeah.
Because I think the fans would eat him up.
This is what Cowboy Corner was saying. It's the tough questions that pissed him off. He wanted the yes guys to where, just like, I said this on my last show, on the last recording. Only guys that they want in those press room are those that's going to ask the soft questions. I said they could never let the Cowboys Corner in a press conference because I'm going to ask the serious, hard questions that need to be asked on behalf of the fans. Right. This is what happened with the 105.3 The Fan. They asked the question, and then this guy comes with this pushback. But again, it just showed me that this is an egotistical man that is going to do it his way, and that's why we are where we are today, 30 years later.
You're right, 100%. And a third of those years, you had a coach like Jason Garrett. And where's Jason Garrett at now? He's in a Sunday Night Football booth. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no reason to keep Jason Garrett here that long, and he did it, and that set the team back. Jerry's too loyal to the people in that locker room, and that's what it is. There was no reason to bring Zeke back. There was just zero reason.
But he's a businessman. So you can't say it's personal, it's business. So how can you put your feelings into a situation when you know it's business? I don't get. See, this is where I don't get. If it's business, again, like you said, we held Romo too long. We held Garrett too long. We brought Ezekiel Elliott back. So I'm trying to figure out where are we going. Now, with that being said, we got to get into this offense. And we got to talk about this offense, Cowboy Corner. It does not work. It does not work. Nothing works on this. Nothing. You got a $240 million quarterback. You got a $136 million receiver, and they're not meshing. What's the problem?
In order to have a car running, you need all cylinders to hit. You need the starter to work. You have to have a key. You have to have tires. You have to have gas in the tank, right? In order for that thing to just go. You have to have a transmission. right? So the Cowboys are a broke down car. They don't have all the pieces. They don't have the running game. They don't have the starter. The starter is your running game. That's what gets the offense moving, right? Your offensive line is the motor. You go as far as that trench takes you, right? Your key is your quarterback. That key broke in the ignition when it signed the dotted line to the tune of $240 million, right? Your CD Lamb, hell, he's your side view mirrors. He's on the outside. What happened to your other side of your mirror? He's hurt because he took it upon himself to go to New York, get an injection. They didn't clean the area. The knee got infected, and now he's on the bench because your medical staff that you pay big money to didn't do the injection, right? So you got a lot of problems going on. We knew we didn't have a running back going into this. We knew we were starting 2 rookie offensive linemen going into this. We knew that behind Jake Ferguson wasn't a lot of depth. We knew that Tyler Lemke needed to get more reps at the fullback position, at the tight end position, at the running backs, whatever it is. Hunter Lemke needed to get those reps, right? Then your number one wide receiver holds out all of training camp, mini camp, etc., knowing that Dak Prescott takes a while to get it going. Look at Brandon Cooks. It took 5 weeks for Brandon Cooks to get it going. Now, CeeDee Lamb's out there reading a defense. Dak Prescott's out there reading a defense. They're not reading the same defense, so who's in the wrong? Who's clapping their chest like this? Who's telling, give me a jump ball? What are you doing? Right? CeeDee Lamb's doing that to Dak, which means Dak's not seeing something right. I don't know if it's because he's not trusting what's in front of him. I don't know if it's because Dak excels in a play action and he doesn't have that running game. I don't know what it is. But this offense is a broke down vehicle, and they might need some blinker fluid in there.
It's the scheme. Detroit knew everything that they were going to do. It's the poor planning, the poor preparation on Mike McCarthy. I'm going to tell you something. I've been to those training camps, and I watched these guys practice. It's nothing. It's the same routine. We heard Dak Prescott said himself. He said, we got to practice harder. Because it's routine. What Mike McCarthy is trying to do, he's trying to keep the players from getting injured. He also said with this running back, they was talking to the running back coach. He did a press interview, and he said, well, Mike McCarthy wants to keep fresh running backs. You cannot keep putting fresh running backs in. The running back position has a repetitious thing. You got to let the runner get the adrenaline going and get the movement of the game. You cannot take them out every 3 plays. That's why the running game is not working, Pete. You see what I'm saying? But this is what McCarthy wants. He wants fresh running backs. So now we're alternating 3 to 4 running backs in the backfield. So again, this falls back on the coaching. Poor planning. And again, when Branch took that interception, it's like he knew he baited Dak in, and he dropped back because he knew exactly what was going to take place. That's just what I see. It's poor planning on our coaches.
I have to show this comment because I say this all the time. It seems like everyone prepares for us, but we don't do the same. And I can't get it for the life of me. Like you say this all the time, and you say that even on your little short videos, you always say it's the team that prepared the most. It's the team that prepared the most. But I just can't get it. Like, what is it if everybody else sees it? Everybody, you, Lord Nova, Cowboy Corner. Everybody sees it. Why can't the coaches see this? I don't understand. Like, you're getting paid big bucks to be the head coach. You're getting paid big bucks to be the offensive coordinator. You're getting paid big bucks to be why is it that, like the man you just showed his videos talking about, I see this every week. So why can't we change something up? Are they afraid to change it up? What's the problem?
Maybe Jerry won't let them.
You know why Jerry won't let them?
Why?
Because they already dummied down this offense enough. That's why it's so generic. When Kellen Moore left, Mike McCarthy said, we're going to run the ball. Tell me how many running backs they drafted that is significant to this football team in the last 3 years.
Oh, my God.
How are you going to run the football and not draft a running back? And don't tell me Deuce Vaughn because you should be put on timeout if there's a moderator in there. Deuce Vaughn is a wasted roster spot to this football team. So how you gonna and then so you dummy down the offense for Dak. So then you're with Kellen Moore, it was limited. It was always comeback routes. Comeback routes. That was Kellen Moore's thing. Now it's corner fades under Mike McCarthy because this offense is so dummied down. So dummied down.
Why is it dumbed down like that? Is it dumbed down because this is all that McCarthy knows, or is it because he's trying to save Dak, or is it because there's something going on between the two to where we're not throwing the damn ball downfield? We're barely, we can't. The play calling is trash. So what it has to stem from somewhere, Pete. I don't know. It has to stem from somewhere.
And the thing about it is it worked as the season went last year, right? But now teams got tapes. We played Detroit last year. They've seen it already. And you're still trying the same thing minus the run game. Because at least last year you had somewhat. I felt like we still needed another running back. I'm pretty sure everybody can feel that we needed somebody along the go with Tony Pollard last year to help that running game even more. But there was somewhat of a running game. And there's not one there now. And you're not changing. It's just that's what it is, man. And you probably don't believe in the offensive line holding up. You probably don't believe the receiver's going to run the right route. And your receiver probably don't think Dak's going to throw the right route. So it's just all these things mixed together that I feel like teams have figured that part out that we were so good doing last year, minus the run game, and we're not adjusting to them now.
That's sad.
Well, check this out. You guys should remember this. When Dak first came in the league, what did they want Dak Prescott to do? They wanted Dak to throw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would put 10 in the box to stop Zeke because they wanted Dak to throw it. And if Dak threw the ball 33 times or more, he has a losing record.
I believe that.
So as normal fans, we know that stat, right? And Mike McCarthy's supposed to be this big analytic guy.
And data.
He stood there, said, we believe in analytics. He said in the coaches meeting, we're going to run the football. Me and Kellen have different philosophy takes, and this is what we're going to do. And they done the complete opposite of it. The complete opposite.
Okay, we got to get into. Let's get into some of these. Go ahead, Fleabug.
I brought this up before, and since you brought up analytics. So before the season started, after they put Jimmy Johnson into the Hall of Fame, they said that he was going to be an analyst for the team, right? And I really feel like he was going to be, but I honestly think that he was telling them, and they were not I think that right before the season started, he was probably an analyst for them, but they weren't listening to what he had to say. So he just said he didn't want to do it. I really feel that way.
Could be the case. Because I'm going to tell you right now.
They really didn't. Jerry didn't want to change. He was just doing that to, hype us up as fans, oh, he's going to bring Jimmy Johnson in. He's going to get the, I think it was just a smoke screen basically, and Jimmy was and Jimmy was down for it, but everybody else wasn't down for it. I just think they want us to lose. I mean, that's crazy to say, but at this point, I don't even care. I think Jerry Jones doesn't even care if we get another Super Bowl ever.
He doesn't care because he'll sit there at training camp and say, if I could write a check today, to get us to be contenders, I would write that check today. Jerry, you could have wrote that check to Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, and he wasn't asking much, but you didn't even reach out to him.
But you're gonna let a $5 million quarterback sit third string, but not find that it don't make no sense.
Roger had a comment. He said, Roger says, right now we don't have the personnel. Every other team knows that, and they want to take our heads off. Of course, everybody comes up, wants to play. But again, everybody knows our scheme. But the problem is, we hadn't realized that people know our scheme. Here's Freddie. Freddie said, the way the Cowboys practice now is on the NFL itself. Why? Because when McCarthy first got here, he got fined not once but twice by the league for having the players in pads and going full go. True that, but it's still there's ways you can do things, and I agree when the NFL has changed how you practice. There's no this hitting stuff, things like that. But damn, I say this here: if you don't know how to tackle in NFL, you don't need to be in NFL. But you can change up your schemes. You can tweak your schemes to become better. But it's like what I'm saying about Dallas. They're doing the same old repetitious practice. There's no change. They're doing the same thing, when they're in practice. So the same thing is leading to everybody knowing their offense, knowing their defense. And now when we talk about this defense, there's another situation. We got. It's not working. We're trying to run man and we're trying to run zone, and Detroit just exploited us. I mean, what do y'all got to say about this defense? I mean, I'm sure it's something to be said.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, go Cowboy. Go.
Go ahead, PR. Go ahead, PR.
I'm just going to say, like you said earlier, soft, right? I sat there and watched Diggs. I don't know how many times he ran away from a tackle. I sat there and watched him in the red zone play in the end zone at the 10-yard line. The receiver sitting at the 10-yard line, just a quick throw to him where the receiver just run up to the 1-yard line before he gets hands on him. I saw that once again, the offensive line just moved the defensive line off their mark once again. And I don't want to hear injuries, this and that, because even if Parsons or Lawrence there, I think the same thing happens still. And if you look at the teams they played well, they're offensively challenged. Cleveland Browns, Steelers, Giants. Giants are actually, I feel like they've improved. I think they're a quarterback away of actually being like, and then you just have the whole NFC just moving up. I feel like our time was the last 3 years to do anything. And now you just see everybody else, Washington, maybe the Bears. You have teams that are just getting better and better, and we're stuck in the same spot. And the defense, like Mike Zimmer, man, I don't know. I don't know how you feel. Maybe we should have gone with Al Harris, promoted within, and the defense coordinator. Who knows? But everybody's there. You hear people talking about, hey, fire McCarthy, bring Zimmer at the interim. Why? Because what has he shown me on defense to get this? I mean, nothing. It's the same problem we've had for years. But once again, it's, Jerry too, for not drafting the players we need to fix those problems. That it's all mixed together.
Flipper, what do you think about this defense? What's going on with this defense, and what are we doing? It's not working. It's
At
one
this
thing
point,
for you.
I
One
really don't know.
side of the
We're just
ball
like,
is not be working, but both sides are not working. So
I mean, I can't really say that it's the defense itself because we have the players to play because we have the first game, the defense. Oh, we were praising our defense. Oh my God, they just played. They were just off the chain good. And I don't think it's the players. I mean, I say that, but then I turn right around and say it's the players. But as far as the defense, I really don't think it's the players. I think
it's coaching.
it's the coaching. Because our defense is, for a long time, our defense was what was holding our team together. I mean, was what was keeping us in the game. But
Yeah,
it seems
right.
like this year they're like, I don't know. And somebody made a comment about Micah Parsons if they paid him that maybe, I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with Micah Parsons. He's not the whole defense, and and like even PR Cowboy just said. Diggs, what happened to him this past weekend? I don't know. Like,
Business
where
move.
was his head at?
What do you think, Cowboys corner? This defense, what's going on?
Clutter. I'm gonna mention 4 guys, and you tell me if we're gonna miss them or not. You ready? Damone Clark, Andrew Booth Jr., Orel Aurier, number 27, the corner, and Phillips, who we picked up as the big guy. They moved him to IR. Those 4 guys, 3 of them are on the 53 right now. 3 of them are active on the 53 right now. Do you think you'll miss those guys if they're cut?
Nah.
Those 4 players right there, I would cut them and go look for 4 replacements on somebody's practice squad.
Whoa. Jerry say, where are you going to get the players at this time? That what Jerry said on 105.3. Where are you going to find the players?
Those are practice squad people are looking for a 53-man roster that's going to come in here and play with a little fire. Those 4 names right there you can get rid of and bring 4 people in, and I guarantee you 2 of them might pan out.
Okay, and this is my thing. What you just said, Gary, is that Jerry saying, whoa, where they're coming from? The same place he just got that other guy that don't nobody know about. Come on now.
Yeah.
You just went and got somebody that nobody knows anything about.
Oh, the defensive end that played for the San Antonio Settlers or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and that's so true, though. I agree with you, Cowboys corner. I mean, but this starts from the top, man. And when we talk about this defense, dude, let me ask y'all this real quick. Micah Parsons, and he's doing what we're doing, guys. He's doing a podcast. My question to you, how do y'all feel about Micah Parsons doing the podcast?
I hate when you bring that up because I don't think that has anything to do with his playing. Like, I don't think his playing is affected by his freaking podcast, Gary. Come on now. Okay. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Okay. All right. Pete.
I don't know why.
Me personally, I don't like it, but this is the world we live in. This is what we're doing. This is how it's changed.
Bullshit. Excuse me.
And I think, like I said, if the way we need players. This would be the guy coming up that I would hang out there as trade bait and see what you can get for him. That's just me. If you want to try to turn this team around quickly, because look, Steven and Jerry are going to say this, right? We love our players. We build through the draft. If you're going to do that, you better go get some extra draft picks, because this is a situation we're in. Because last year, not this past year, but the year before, that draft class, we got overshown. The only one on this defense out of 7 picks? Cowboy corner, is that right? 7 picks we get, 8 picks or whatever it may be. And you got one guy.
We got 10 picks.
And we got one guy out of that whole draft class that contributing. That's not good. And it was a 3rd rounder. And if you're trying to just win just with your draft picks and you miss like that, this is where the situation, and and you're not going to do free agency. This is where the situation you're going to be in.
Dude, what are we smoking? Who we talking about? Johnny Woods. But Cowboys corner. I mean, you got Micah Parsons in this podcast. I mean, Go ahead.
Fleabug, I'll tell you what's wrong with it. I don't know if you've heard the Malik Hooker comment on it. Have you heard that? Fleabug?
You muted.
All right, go ahead.
Have you heard the Malik Hooker comment on it? A teammate of Micah Parsons about the podcast.
No, what did he say?
He said, "I don't understand how Micah Parsons can voice all these opinions, but yet he runs to a podcast on Monday when we have one of the worst run defenses. Instead of going to the podcast, he should come to the film room and see how we can fix it." Right? Okay. That's what's wrong with the pod. That's what's wrong with the podcast. I haven't watched a single episode. When I'm on TikTok, and it comes on, I scroll. I don't want to watch it because I see a guy who was kicked up, his feet on the bench, and he was laughing with another teammate while his team's getting stomped. Why even be on the sidelines, Micah Parsons? Why even be on the sidelines when you're just going to be kicked back, relaxed? Go over there and coach those damn defensive linemen. You say you want to be a leader. You said Mike McCarthy gave you all this stuff. He sat there, he relaxed, he kicked back like a Cadillac, and then next Monday he had Darius Slay on a podcast.
Damn.
While Darius Slay was in his face laughing that they're 0-3. And that he loves that they're 0-3. I didn't watch the podcast.
That's crazy, bro.
I read the article.
Okay.
That is so crazy.
I watched the podcast.
I watched that. Whatever you want to call it, that recording, man, where he had Darius Slay and he's sitting here, you like we're doing. Dude, you are my enemy. It's like they was on the podcast as if they were playing Madden 25 and they're on the internet going back and forth. Man, I don't want to talk to my rival. I would talk to you in offseason, and we heard nothing about Michael doing the offseason. He waits till the season starts
That's true.
to do the podcast. That's so bananas. And all of that, though, watch this. Not only that, did he have Darius Slay on this side, but they in wow, look at Jaden Daniels. Man, do you see what the hell are we doing here? What is this? This is why I say they're so soft. The whole team is just soft. And I'm saying it right now because there's nobody to get in Michael Parsons' face. Say, man, get your off the darn podcast and focus on what we got here. They have not one coach step to him, not one owner step to him. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And I don't like it. You got a guy in the same. That'd be different if somebody from AFC. You got the person that's in your division on your podcast. And you know what? If you want to know anything that goes on in the Cowboys locker room, listen. I'm telling you, take the time to watch one podcast. He tells everything. He tells it not even knowing that he's telling, but he's telling everything that goes on in the locker room. I'm like, look at this numbnut.
Now, somebody else is agreeing with you. Somebody said if Marco was playing for another team, they would challenge him about the podcast. So if y'all were so upset about it, why are his other teammates not upset about it?
I just gave you the example of Malik Hooker.
Malik Hooker, he was the one that was upset about it. And
but that's only one player.
Hey, Fleabug, have you been part of a locker room in any sport?
Yeah.
Have you been part of a locker room in any sport, whether that's be college, high school, elementary, junior high? Have you been part of have you coached the team? You're right.
I've never coached the team.
Right. So you keep you don't voice a lot of that stuff in house. You keep the brotherhood or the sisterhood intact in the locker room. If you got a problem, you don't go and do what Malik Hooker did and voice the opinion. I applaud Malik Hooker for doing that. But when it comes to brotherhood, sisterhood, like if you had family drama inside your home, you wouldn't go out and make a news conference.
I'm not telling them. I'm not saying go out and make a news conference about it.
But you said, why is it other players saying stuff, right? That's
in the locker room.
But they probably are. They probably are. And Micah's at the status where he doesn't care.
Nah, he doesn't.
I don't want to believe that somebody is saying.
Go back. I'm just telling you like this. Go back and watch his last podcast.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with Cowboy Corners that people are saying something to him and he's still doing it. I can't.
No, Malik Hooker, they had a little altercation because Malik Hooker said, well, maybe one day he'll grow up because he's acting like a child. And he's sitting there talking about, well, man, Darius Slay, you know what I'm talking about, man. And I don't want to have any dealings with my rival. I don't want you to agree with me. I play you twice.
I truly agree with that. I do.
But this is what he's doing. And then you got another guy that's in your rival, Jaden Daniels, and y'all are like, wow, look at this guy. I mean, and I understand, like who would be Real Mind said. He said something. He said, it's just a different, who is this? It was Roger, different generation of players. And that's where we are. It's a different generation. I guess we're from the old school, stuff like that. Man, a rival was a rival. We didn't want to have anything to do with anything of the other team, that's especially in your division. Oh my man, that was a no-no.
You know who's sick of Micah Parsons? Or you know who's sick of who is sick of Micah Parsons crap?
Who is that?
He didn't say it publicly, but he was animated about it. That's Tank Lawrence. Tank Lawrence been on Micah Parsons' ass on that camera before he got hurt.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So there's other people looking at Micah, but Micah's the top dog. Micah's supposed to be the leader. Micah was supposed to take on that leader role. How many people you think was outside of CeeDee Lamb talked to Dak? It's like, dude, you got to cut these red zone. You got to cut these red zone turnovers. You got to stop that. How many people you think told Dak that?
Shit, not enough.
You know why? Because Dak's on top of the food chain. Micah Parsons on top of the food chain, so not a lot of players are going to come up to him and approach him.
That's true. That's so true. But I just feel that this podcast, I mean, this is I have no problem with it on all season, but you wait till the season and you're doing this kumbaya with these other guys from the same division. I'm like, again, like you said, he's sitting on the bench, Cadillac, and not coaching the guys up. So why are you even out there? As if you don't really care. But then you want to say, "Oh, I left to let the players down. I let the fans down." Well, you're sitting over there talking and hoorahing and whatever else it is you're doing. But I'm about tired. I'm about tired of Michael Parsons' antics.
Okay,
So.
you've been heard.
But
Gotcha.
anyway,
And quite a few people are agreeing with you. Quite a few people are agreeing with you guys. So I
what
get it.
comments we got out there? Chris Plumage said something. He said, a lot of us have to abide by the no cell phone policy in the workplace. Why the heck don't they say something about a podcast? Because you know what? They're all too damn soft. Nobody's tough enough to go up to them and say, get off the podcast. But that's
and it shows on the and it shows on the field, right, Gary? It shows on the field, just all across the board.
Michael really doesn't want to play for the Cowboys anyway.
Well, you know what? Tell him to beat his feet. Beat his feet. We don't want nobody on the team that don't want to be here. We do not want anybody on the team that does not want to be here. Okay. Brian Metcalf says Draymond does a podcast during the season, but I've never seen LeBron on that. Well, again, it's to each his own. I'm just talking about our Cowboys, man. I don't like the fact that what's going on, but it is. So let's get into this. How do we fix these Cowboys? How do we fix the rest of this season, Pete? What do we do to get this thing turned around? We got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to figure something out, and we have to go to San Francisco. I'm gonna tell you something, Pete. We better not go to San Francisco with the same damn. Excuse my language.
Just keep it real. Why are you apologizing?
I'm just saying.
Why are you apologizing?
I got a little too hype right there because
Don't
we got a big
apologize. This is barbershop talk, remember?
So, come on, Pete. Let me hear you, brother.
I think a lot of praying, a lot. No, look, and if we look at how the season's gone so far, if it continues on this path and they don't fix it during this bye week, we're going to win 2 more games. It's going to be the Giants and Carolina. The 2 games we're going to win because you got San Francisco, you got Atlanta, you got Washington twice still. You got maybe we get the Eagles once, but if you don't fix it, that's what you're going to win.
No.
Two more games the rest of the year. That's it. And we've talked about it already. It's you got to get the run game going. It's number 1. And the defense, Mike Zimmer, I don't know what is to do to fix the defense, man. The thing is, like we said before, the offense has to be the defense, right? You have to run the ball. You have to take time control, keep it, and you have to play with the lead to let it. I can't even say pass rush because, man, the pass rush ain't even there either. So it's just a lot of things that has to be done, like you said, adjustments. But it's hard to say that will be done after the games we watched so far. We're a quarter and a half through the season already, and you figure some of this stuff would already be figured out. And man, I just don't see it. But we got the bye, and we'll see if they come out and surprise us after this bye week.
And before you go, Cowboys Corner, this is so true. Extra soft, no discipline, and when there's no discipline, that's when the penalties happen, and that's exactly what we're getting a lot. If we move 2 steps ahead, we find ourselves taking 5 steps backwards. So anyway, go ahead, Cowboy Corner. I thought that was pretty cool, that comment.
No, you gotta. If the Cowboys do not make any move, my cutoff today. I did the Frisk report yesterday. My cutoff was 3:00 today, and they didn't do anything. Right. If they don't fix the middle of that defense, it doesn't matter that Bland's coming back. It doesn't matter that Eric Kendrick's coming back. It doesn't matter that Marshawn Nealon's coming back. And then it doesn't matter that Tank Lawrence could be coming back. Because if you cannot stop that run right now, Right now, if you cannot stop it, none of that matters. None of it matters because then you're putting the pressure on Prescott to go put up points. And we've seen him trying to apply that pressure to put up the points when they fall behind. He gets the ball turned over. When you keep the game close, that's when you see clutch Dak. That's when you see clutch Dak, right? The
Right.
Steelers game, they kept it close. And then he was able to get that one opportunity and go. But if you're down 14 points, Dak ain't going to bail you out. So you have to get that run stop going, and you have to get the ball in their hands. And this field goal crap needs to stop.
That's ridiculous.
The field goal crap needs to stop.
Well, hold on. Brandon Aubrey has 51 points, and Dak has 50.
I believe it. I believe it. I didn't even know that stat, but I freaking believe it. And I'm surprised we have 101 points. That's shocking to me. That's shocking to me. We hadn't even touched 30 this year. Oh. We hadn't even touched 30 points on a scoreboard in one game. But if you do not make a move and you do not attempt to fix that run defense, none of this matters. None of it matters.
Johnny Wood says, seriously, if you were on the field 85% of the time during a game, I bet y'all could not do any better. The offense side doesn't fit. Man, I agree with you. Johnny. I'm with you, bro. Because this last game against Detroit, it was all 3 and outs. We couldn't even find it. No, I agree with you on that, Johnny Woods. Because if your defense is trying to bail you, and they kept trying, and I'm going to say this about the defense. Defense did keep them out of end zone several times where they only had to rely on field goals. And again,
but then the offense turned around and let them. The offense turns around and turns the ball over, and they're going and running in touchdown every time they turn the ball over.
So true. But that's the thing about it is that Mike Zimmer never made excuses about his defense. He said, I have to play who I have here. I can't talk about Tank Lord. I can't talk about Micah. I have to talk about the guys here. They did the best they can with what they had. Now, I got to give them that credit. But again, I'm like Johnny Woods. When your defense is on the team 85% of the time, because your offense cannot find the end zone, we have major problems. So with that being said, we're going to have to find a run game. Somebody's going to have to sit down. We got Mike McCarthy. We got Brian Schottenheimer. We got Dak Prescott. And then I think we got Scott Tozen, which is the quarterback. All 4 of these guys are in the loop of this offense, and we can't seem to figure out what it's going to take to get us in the end zone. Now, I said this. If the end zone was in between the 20s, we would have 500 points. Because it seems when we get to the 20, there's a big red light in the end zones, or if there's a big stop sign, or there's a big do not enter sign that's in the end zone. So, again, until we find and fix this front line, and then we find true running backs. If you're going to use Rico, use Rico. Let him get majority of the touches. Quit all this rotating 3 and 4 running backs in every 2 to 3 plays. It just does not work like that. You cannot do a running back like that. We don't have the talent. We can't do what Kansas City does, because that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to mimic their blueprint. We can't do it. We don't have the personnel to do that. But if you're going to let Rico run, let Rico handle the run game and fix this front line some kind of way. You're going to have to fix the front line, because right now, if you look what they're doing a lot of combo blocks. They're doing a lot of combo blocks because they have to help the rookies. Zach Morton is combo blocking with Cooper Beebe. You got Tyler Smith combo blocking with Tyler Guyton. So now what's happening is this is an old school way of blocking, to where now by you double teaming, you're not releasing a guy downfield to pick up those linebackers. That's why you cannot run the ball. And we're trying to take 5 guys on the front line versus 7. So it's already the mixed match. Unless we match up and be able to release a person to pick up those linebackers, Our run game is out the window. That's just where it is. So anyway, Fleetbook, you got anything?
No.
Okay, so let's
I
get
just
into these last few comments. The Cowboys have been outscored in their last 4 games, 4 home games, 110-35 in the first half. James, you didn't have to do that, James. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm not. That's going to stick in my head. 110-35. What? Let's get into another one, Fleabug. Before we get out of here. Oh my
Well, I'm
God!
trying to find. I mean, we got so many comments.
Come on, you
We
got to
have
go
so
with it.
many good comments. You go do it.
This is this is Mike McCarthy's offense. Don't get it twisted. And so true. It is, and it does not work, Pete. It does not work, Pete.
It's just and like we said before, man, it's mind boggling how we were scoring 30 points a game last year. But like you
Yeah.
said, we know that running game just ain't there. We had somewhat, but it's just not there, man. And like you said, the offensive line, we got 2 rookies. We knew what we were going to go through there. Like you said, we can move the ball 20-20. And I came out and said, remember I told you last week, across the league, it's happening like that. But by this time already, you should start figuring out that red zone part already.
But we have one person who thinks this can be fixed.
Yeah.
This can be fixed. Each player is accountable. Play your position. Play your position.
With good technique. Do not get out of position.
Do not get out of
Little
position.
details are important.
And you know what? Now, Mike Zimmer said something like about that. He's talked about his defensive front 4. He said, if we are playing half a man, and what he means by half a man, that means you're playing from one chest outwards. He said, if my guys are playing half a man, I need them to get off the blocks. These guys are blocking, but they don't know how to shed the blocks. So I agree with you, Janet, on that to a certain extent. But hell, if you're not Mozzie Smith, if you can't do it, you just can't do it. Mozzie just can't do it. Mozzie has created such a big situation on his front line because we felt that he was going to be able to come in here and do what was needed to hold that run game down. And he's getting pushed 5-10 yards off the line. So here we are, still looking for run stoppers. I mean, if you look at Joseph Linville, he's been sitting on the couch, and we tell him to come out. I like Joseph Linville, but he's not the guy that we need to do what Mike Zimmer wants to be done on this defense. So yeah, when the players come back after the bye week and they see the same lame ass playbook, they know it's done. Yeah, give it up for Roger. I agree.
Roger, we hope that doesn't happen.
Chris Plummer's got another one. He said, and taking the ball to start the game isn't work. What?
Yeah. They need to stop doing that. They need to stop doing that. Just stop doing that, man.
Quit letting teams score. But if you're going to listen, this is look football 101. If you decide to take the ball the first possession, that means you need to go down and score. Not a field goal, but score. Because after halftime, guess what? Your opponent gets the ball back. And that's something we hadn't been doing. We have not been able to score. So I agree with you, Chris. Quit taking the ball to start the game.
Yep.
Shoot. One more. Let's get a few more. We're going to get on up out of here. The Cowboys have said they will not trade for any player. Yeah.
We know that.
You're right. I appreciate James B. James B, I'm about to bring you on because I like what your content, bro. You got some good stuff going on there. Johnny Wood says, Mozzie to me ain't worth a fart. Johnny, I give it up for Johnny. That was a busted pick.
Yeah, it's a bad pick.
But anyway, guys, we're not going to hold y'all. We held y'all way longer than we expected. But I appreciate everybody coming on here, man. Do me a favor before you get off here. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscription button as well, because this is what we do on Wednesday night. So you guys come back through and check us out on Wednesday night. We appreciate everybody. But this is something that we have to talk about, man. This It's bananas. It's bananas. So with that being said, any final words? Pete, what you got?
Man, I'm gonna try. Hey, we're 3-3 guys. We're 500. We're not 1-5. We're not. You know, I know it feels that way, right? It feels like we're 1-5, but we're not. We're 3-3. We'll see after the bye week if we change anything. If not, then man, it's gonna be tough. But I'm gonna keep positive spin. We're 3-3, and we'll see after the bye week we get something rolling, man. We'll see.
For real. What you got, Fleabug, before we get out of here?
Basically, I feel like if we lose the first game after the bye week,
It's a
I
wrap.
hate to say it.
It's a wrap.
I mean,
Yeah.
because my thing is, if you lose after all of this time off,
Yeah.
There's no
Agree,
accountability.
Fleabug.
We know that for a fact.
Agree.
There's no
Agree,
accountability.
I just
Fleabug.
can't even say nothing. If we lose, I don't
It's a
even
wrap. I say it for you. It's a wrap.
that part.
This game coming up is a stepping stone that we need, that would probably boost us back into the news in good faith. But if we come out doing the same old thing, 49ers
And we
have our
don't need
number.
to barely win either. We need to win.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
again, this is going to tell us what we're made of come the next game that we have to play. So, but anyway, guys, we're not going to hold y'all again. Thank y'all. Let's give it up for Victor real quick. Victor's in the house. One more loss, and they're so true. I get you, Victor. I agree.
I say
Agree
that.
with you 100%. So,
Yep.
again, let's just keep our fingers crossed. Check us out on the next one. Will be Saturday, and then we'll be back on Monday. No, yeah, we'll be back on Monday, and then we'll be back on the Wednesday night live stream. So again, appreciate everybody, and again, hit that like button for me. And with that being said, like we always say, don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. So let's make it happen. Dallas Cowboys.